Watch this video if you want to learn how I grew my client Asaya from 1,500 monthly listeners to 40,000 monthly listeners in less than 1 month. So the way that we did this was through a Spotify conversion campaign on Meta ads. What that is when you take people off of Instagram and Facebook, you send them to a landing page, they click play on Spotify on the landing page, and then it takes them through to the song. For this campaign, I only did Instagram, but we'll get more into that when I go over the campaign. For now, let's tuck into the Spotify for Artists so you can see how insane these results are. So here we are on the Spotify for Artists. As you can see, 40,000 monthly listeners right now. A month ago, or the previous month, we had 1,500, right? That's growth of 2,400%. Insane. We did get a couple Spotify editorial placements along the way, which is also amazing, but the majority of this growth came from the conversion campaign that we ran. We can have a look at the streams. Just so you guys have some perspective as well. This is what it looked like before. Boom, boom, boom. We launched on Feb 5th and it just went insane from there. Same thing on the streams. If we go into the saves, you can see the same trend. Playlist ads, same trend. So that's how you know that this is real organic engagement, is when people are saving the song and they're also adding it to their playlist. But not only that, they went through to the rest of the catalog and saved other songs. And also her followers went bananas as well. If you look at the monthly growth, followers went up 150%. That's just ridiculous. Playlist ads 2,200%, saves almost 10,000%. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous numbers. So you can see her entire page just absolutely blew up. If we go into the song itself though, go into music, the song was My Bad. Great R&B song. And I'll show you 12 months. It will only show you up till about Jan 31st because that's when the song came out. So as you can see, when it dropped, it got a little bit of streams, a nice bump from her existing fan base, but they fell off pretty quick and it was only getting like 30, 40 streams. And then when we launched the campaign, it just started going absolutely crazy. As you can see, same thing happened with the listeners. And I think what happened around this time, we were getting algorithmic push almost immediately because so much good data was being sent to Spotify. But around here is when it really started cranking the algorithm. If we go into playlists, you can see in the past month, 23,500 just from radio alone. Decent streams from Release Radar. And we also very recently hit Discover Weekly. So I imagine we'll probably start to see some more growth from those playlists too. But as you can see here, insane amount of playlist ads. I think we were getting about 200 playlist ads a day on the song, and also around 400 saves of the song every single day. And this wasn't a massive budget, actually. It was just an extremely high performing campaign that found its target audience very well. So a cool thing to look at is if we go into some of her previous releases and do the 12 months, you can see her other songs followed the same trajectory. So February 5th hits, boom. And this song actually got a nice little algorithmic push on radio as well around here. But as you can see, all of her other tracks, if we go back again, go to this one, same thing happened, right? Massive increase in streams around February 5th, bang. If we go back one more time, go to this track, same thing happened. I think this track was getting decent engagement before, but same thing, boom, explosion, February 5th. So what this shows us is that the fans really, really loved the song enough that they wanted to check out the rest of her music, to the point where they were following her, adding a bunch of her songs to the playlist. Like I said, we were getting 200 a day off of just My Bad. But also getting, 30, 40, 50, sometimes even 80 more on the rest of the catalog too. Same with the saves. We were getting like 400 on the one song, but an extra 100 across the rest of the catalog too. So this is insane growth. If we go into playlists, you can see 23,000 streams on My Bad, but a bunch of her other songs started to hit the algorithm too, which is amazing to see. That means that a bunch more people started listening to the rest of her catalog enough that those songs were getting enough engagement to hit the algorithm as well. So I'd imagine now that the song has got so many core listeners, and she's got so many new fans continuously listening to her music. I think her algorithmic growth is going to be even more. I'd imagine we're going to start seeing another little shoot off to maybe even the 10,000 mark in the coming weeks. So let's tuck into the campaign itself. Very, very simple campaign. This is just what happens when you have a hit right off the bat. If we go maximum, the lifetime. So what happened was I just tested 3 creatives. She sent me some content. I looked over it. I thought about what I thought would perform well, chopped it up in that way, and tested 3 pieces of content. I'll put the 3 pieces of content on screen right now so you can have a listen.
Best believe you're gonna make mistakes. The part of life that you can't escape. So I gotta learn wrong from right, but it don't matter cause you're still the bad guy. Take me out for what you want, cause I guess it's just who you are. It don't matter how hard I try. I know you'll always deny. Make me out my bed. Well, I guess my bed. Guess that's my bed. Yeah, that's my bed. Yeah, that's my bed.
So those 3 started to perform really, really well, but clearly one was the winner, which was that first ad, My Bad Ad 1. Ad 2 and 3, still pretty good. Like this, all of these numbers, by the way, they're in New Zealand dollars, right? So you see 6 cents per conversion. In US, that's about 3.5 cents US to get one person to go through and listen to your song, which is absolutely unreal. The return on investment there is bananas. 37 cents and 25 cents. Sometimes these are the best performers in some of my campaigns. For this to be the worst performers is absolutely crazy. And for anyone who's ran conversion campaigns before, you know that 3.5 cents per conversion is out of this world. So I had these 3 ads. If we go into the ad sets themselves, not a whole bunch of testing. I find leaving it broad and going to countries and then trying to narrow it further once you've got a winning creative is usually a better route. But because we just did countries and R&B at the start and it just went straight to the moon immediately, I didn't feel the need to test too many other things. So let's dive into one of these ad sets so I can show you a bit of how I ran the campaign. So as we go in, you can see for the targeting, the locations, I did a bunch of tier 1 and tier 2 countries that I found have worked well for me in the past. We did ages 18 to 38. We targeted Spotify and also must match contemporary R&B music. And then for the ones where it's just countries, we just targeted Spotify. And then when it came to placements, like I said, we only did Instagram. We did Instagram feed, Instagram stories, and Instagram reels. The reason for this is because I've found personally the highest quality conversions come from Instagram. Just what I've experienced in the past, and it worked out well for this campaign too. So if we go in here, we've got the website that the listen to button, if you see here on the ad, or listen now button, will send them to. fanlink.tv/AsiahMyBad, which is this link here. As you can see, it's just the cover art with Spotify as the only option to play because we really wanted to focus on Spotify for this campaign. And anytime someone clicked play on this landing page, we would get a conversion triggered by the Facebook pixel, and then we would have more data to optimize for more people who would take an action like that. So if you have any questions about how I set this campaign up, leave them in the comments. Or if you want me to run through a video of how to set up your own conversion campaign, leave it in the comments. But this really just shows you the massive potential behind a successful conversion campaign. As you can see, her whole entire catalog blew up. And not only did we get a bunch of new listeners and a bunch of new fans, but we had people reaching out to her from all over the world, telling her how much they loved the song, how much they were obsessed with her music. We even had one person in Brazil create a fan page for her because they became such a diehard fan. She also started to get more editorial placements, and we were just seeing growth in all kinds of ways we never expected. We also saw her Instagram over double in the amount of followers. Keep in mind, we did run a separate Instagram campaign alongside that. So if you want to know how I set up the Instagram campaign, or you want to see some of the details behind that, leave a comment. But the most amazing part about this campaign was that she actually started to make profit from what she was spending on the ads versus what the streams were getting her. So if we go back here and take a look at her daily streams the last few days, right? As you can see, we were getting about 7,000 streams per day on average. And I imagine this is going to grow even more. If we go into the Spotify royalties calculator, you put 7,000 streams in, You're earning about $16 to $17 US every single day off of those streams. We were only spending $10 US a day on the ads. So most of the streams actually come after the campaign's finished. So the crazy thing is she's making $6 or $7 every single day while also getting hundreds of followers, hundreds of people saving the song and adding it to her playlists, and ridiculous amounts of engagement across her entire catalog and her entire brand. So this is what happens when you hit a home run. Obviously, this doesn't happen every single time. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you found some value in it, or you even have some questions for me, leave them in the comment section below. Give me a like on the video or subscribe. Any bit of support really means a lot to me as I'm starting out now. This is one of my first videos and I really just want to grow my channel. If you want to check out my services, there's a link in the bio. At the moment, I'm offering a free 30-minute call with me so we can talk about how I can best serve you, maybe even create a bit of a strategy and learn how we can best work together. So if you want to work with me, please hit me in the DMs on Instagram or go to my website and schedule a call. Otherwise, until the next time, I've been the Independent Mastermind. Peace.